Hello students. Today we will start Unit 3 Information and Communication Technology Skills 2. Students, as you all know that computer is a very useful machine. It is a very important to properly start the computer, and after finishing the work it needs to be properly shut down. If power of the computer is switched off abruptly and the files you are working on were not closed, the files and the operating system may get corrupted. Now students, let me introduce you with operating system. An operating system is a software that serves as an interface between the user and the computer. There are some functions of operating system. They are: it manages all the devices of a computer and keeps track of status of the device, whether it is busy or not. It also checks whether the device is functioning properly or not. It also controls software resources of the computer. It manages the computer memory and keeps track of which memory space is in use by which program and which space is free. It manages structure of the files and directories on a computer system. It keeps track of the amount of disk space used by a specific file. It allows you to delete, create, move files. Now students, let me introduce you with different types of operating systems. Students, we have already discussed about some commonly used operating systems in class 9th. These are DOS, Windows, Linux, mobile operating systems, Android, Windows Phone, iPhone operating system. The different types of operating systems are interactive GUI based. A graphical user interface is a user-friendly operating system in which commands can be entered by clicking, double-clicking, right-clicking a mouse. Windows operating system is an example of an interactive operating system. Single user, single task operating system. This type of operating system allows only one user to do a task on the computer and one thing at a time. Single user multitask operating system. This type of operating system is used on desktop computers, laptops, where a single user can operate on several programs at the same time. For example, Windows, Apple, Mac operating system are examples of single user multitask operating system. Multi-user operating system. A multi-user operating system enables multiple users to work on the same computer at different times or simultaneously. Real-time operating system. A real-time operating system is used to control machinery, scientific instruments like robots in complex animations and computer-controlled automated machines. A real-time operating system is a computing environment that reacts to input within a specific period of time. It manages the resources of the computer so that any particular operation is executed in the same amount of time every time it is executed. Windows CE are the examples of real-time operating systems. Distributed operating system. A distributed operating system runs on a set of computers that are interconnected by a network. It combines different computers in the network into a single integrated computer and storage location. Windows, Unix are examples of distributed operating systems. Now students, let me introduce you with Windows 7 operating system. Windows 7 is an operating system developed by Microsoft and is used on personal computers. After loading Windows 7, the first screen which is shown on the screen that appears on the monitor is called desktop. From the desktop, you can access different components of Windows 7. By default, Windows 7 has a picture for the background desktop. This is called wallpaper. Small pictures on the desktop are called icons. These icons represent files, folders, applications. At the bottom of the desktop, there is a long bar called the taskbar. To the left of the taskbar is the start button. Now, taskbar. It is a long horizontal bar present at the bottom of the screen. To left of the taskbar is start button and to the right appears date and time. You can also see icons of active applications and some shortcuts on the taskbar. The main components of the taskbar are start button. It is located on the left of taskbar. Clicking the start button opens the start menu and provides access to programs and features like shutdown. Allows the user to turn off the computer. All programs. Provides access to all installed programs and applications. To start an application, just click it. Search box. This allows the user to search a file or folder or run executable files. Control panel. This allows the user to change various settings. Recycle bin. Files and folders deleted by the user are stored in the recycle bin. From recycle bin, you can retrieve files or folders deleted by mistake. Now students, let me introduce you with file concept, file operations, file organization, directory structure and file system structure. Students, as you already know, everything you store on your computer is stored in the form of a file. File system is a way in which you give name to a file, store it and retrieve it. There are specific naming conventions for naming files or folders like characters that can be used maximum number of characters. Files can be separately placed into groups called folders or directories. Each directory or folder can contain related files and subfolders. A subfolder may contain one or more files and subfolders within. This allows easy accessibility of files. Files are managed in a hierarchy. This allows you to view the files in the current directory and then move to subdirectories. Now students, how to create a folder? The steps for that are: first double click the computer icon, then select the drive in which you want to create a new folder, then new folder window opens up showing files and folders in that drive. Click new folder on the toolbar, or you can right click anywhere in the blank area of the right column. A shortcut menu appears. Select new folder from the shortcut menu. Then a new folder is created with the name new folder highlighted. Then Type a name for the folder and press enter key. Now students, how to create a file? For that, right click anywhere in the blank area. In the shortcut menu, click New and select the type of file you want to create. How to rename files and folders? For that, what you have to do, you have to right click the file or the folder whose name you want to change. From the shortcut menu, select Rename option, type the new name or edit the existing name and press the enter key. Or you can just select the file or folder and press function key F2. Now, how to delete files and folders? Students, you have to click on the file and or folder which you want to delete and then press the delete key from the keyboard. Or second method is right click and select delete option from the shortcut menu. Now students, how to copy files and folders? Students, you know, when you copy a file or a folder, duplicate of the original file or folder is created at the new location. The original remains as it is. You can copy a file or a folder in many ways. Number 1, using shortcut menu. Right click the file or the folder you want to copy. Select copy option from the shortcut menu. Select the drive or the folder where you want to make a copy of the selected file or folder. Right click and select paste from the shortcut menu. Second method is using drag and drop method. To copy a file or a folder using drag and drop method, hold down the control key while copying it to the new location. Third is using keyboard. Select the file or the folder. Press Ctrl plus C to copy the file or the folder. Open the destination folder. Press Ctrl plus V to paste the copied file. Now, how to move file from one place to another place? Students, when you move a file from file or a folder, the original file or folder is moved to the new location. You can move a file or a folder in many ways. Number 1, using shortcut menu. Right click the file or the folder you want to move. Select cut option from the shortcut menu. Select the drive or the folder where you want to move the selected file or folder. Right click and select paste option from the shortcut menu. Now move files using drag and drop method. To move a file or a folder, select the file and drag it to a new location. Now moving file using keyboard. Select the file or a folder. Press Ctrl plus X to cut the file or the folder. Open the destination folder. Press Ctrl plus V to paste the copied file. Now students, how to delete permanently files? You can permanently delete the contents of the recycle bin by right clicking the recycle bin icon and then click empty recycle bin. Or you can permanently delete the files by double click the recycle bin icon. The recycle bin window appears. Click empty the recycle bin. Now students, how to restore files or folders from the recycle bin window. To recover a file from the recycle bin, just right click the file and then click restore. Or select the file and click Restore this item. Now, importance and need of care and maintenance of computer. Students, computer system requires maintenance so that the system works efficiently. Poor maintenance may lead to system failure. Regular care and maintenance may help you detect any issues at an earlier stage and keep it functioning well. Since a lot of important data is stored in the computer, so it is necessary to have regular maintenance of the computer. Computer viruses, malware, and other harmful software can cause damage to the working of the computer. If antivirus is installed in the computer and is updated and run periodically, then any loss of data can be prevented. A large number of files are stored on the computer, as you already know. These files can be disorganized and fragmented and may result in slowing down of the computer. Regular maintenance of the system includes installing updates, security, taking backups, and scans. Students, both internal and external parts of the computer system should be taken care of. Keep the computer system dust free. Do not eat or drink while working on the computer. Food or drink may spill on the system. To keep the keyboard clean, make sure your hands are clean before using it. CDs and DVDs should be handled carefully so that they do not get damaged. Keep keyboard covered when not in use. Students, cleaning the computer components. Students, computer components need proper care to last longer. Preventive maintenance increases the life of the components. There are some general precautions to be taken while cleaning the computer components are: always power off the computer system before cleaning. Never spray cleaning fluid directly on the components of the computer. First spray the liquid on the cloth and then wipe the component. Do not allow the cleaning liquid to drip near the circuit board. Preferably use anti-static wristband, which helps to prevent building up of static electricity near electronic devices. Now students, let us discuss how to clean some common peripheral devices of computer. Number 1. Computer monitor. To clean the computer monitor, you can use a soft lint-free cloth like cotton and water or special cleaning liquid. You should not spray water or cleaning liquid directly on the computer monitor, as it may run through the seams. Spray water or cleaning liquid on the cloth and gently wipe computer monitor. Now, how to clean keyboard? Students, dirt and dust can cause damage to the keyboard. Keys of the keyboard may not function properly if dirt enters the keys. You should always clean the keyboard periodically by holding upside down and shaking it. You can also clean it by blowing it with compressed air. After this, use a damp lint-free cloth to clean top of the keys. You should never spray any liquid cleaner or water directly on the keys of the keyboard. Now, how to clean optical mouse? Students, you can clean the bottom of the optical mouse with a clean lint-free cloth. Lens area can be cleaned by blowing air or cotton swab. How to clean digital camera? Students, never touch the lens of the camera. To remove the dust, you can use soft lens brush or wipe with a soft dry cloth. For stubborn dust, you can use special fluid for lens cleaning, which should be first put on the tissue or then wipe the lens. Never put the liquid directly on the lens. Now, how to clean CDs and DVDs? Keep CD and DVD in proper case to prevent damage. If there is some dirt on the CD or DVD, it may not work at all. Fingerprints and dirt can be removed by lightly rubbing with a clean lint-free cotton cloth. If the dirt is hard to remove, you can use special cleaning fluid. Put the drop of fluid on a swab of cotton and gently rub on the media. Students, preparing maintenance schedule. Students, what do you have to do? There are regular maintenance of the computer system is very important. Some of the maintenance activities are: keep the components of the computer like keyboard, mouse, monitor clean. Replace hardware that is not functioning properly. Keep food items away from the computer. Cables and cords should not be messed up. Remove unauthorized software from the computer. Take regular backup of the data. Ensure backups are working properly by periodically restoring or checking of data. You should use external hard drive for backup of data on your computer. Run antivirus periodically. Keep antivirus software up to date. Do not overcharge the batteries. Do not block the vents. Always shut down the computer properly. Now, let me introduce you with computer viruses. What is computer virus? Students, a computer virus is a software program that attaches itself to other programs and alters their behavior. A virus may or may not be destructive. Some viruses erase data or corrupt programs on the computer. Virus is an acronym for Vital Information Resource under SIES. When a virus enters a computer system, it makes copies of itself and carries out the harmful tasks that it is programmed for. Some viruses get activated at a certain date and time. Viruses also attach to the files stored on the computer or the storage media and harm these files. A virus may get attached to email messages and spread from one computer to another. A computer virus can infect only software and not the hardware, but computer may stop working. A computer can get infected with virus in any of the following ways: through infected files, through infected pen drives, through infected CDs, DVD-ROMs, through infected file attachment of emails. A computer virus cannot do the following. It cannot infect files or CD or DVD if they are closed for writing. It cannot infect computer hardware like keyboard, mouse, monitor. Now students, how do we know that our computer is infected with virus? Sometimes computer shows strange behavior. Some of the common signs of a virus attacks are: computer runs very slow, there is change in the file size, computer often stops responding, there is an increase in number of files, visual error messages appears on the screen, computer restarts on its own. Now I will explain you how to scan and clean viruses and removing spam files, temporary files and folders. The following points should be kept in mind to prevent virus infections. Install and use antivirus softwares. Keep antivirus software updated. Scan all the files that you download from the internet. Do not open emails from an unknown person. Do not allow any untrustworthy person to use your system. Never use unknown pen drive, CD on your computer. Never click on the windows that pop up when you are surfing the internet. Now, how to scan and clean viruses? Let us discuss how to use Quick Heal Total Security to scan the computer system. Students, first click on Start button, then click on All Programs, then click on Quick Heal Total Security and then click on Quick Heal Total Security. Or you can do it by another method also. Double click the Quick Heal antivirus icon on the desktop. The main window of Quick Heal Total Security opens up as shown in the figure. To perform full system scan, click Scan and click Full System Scan. The scan process will begin. On completion of the scan status and reports are provided. Click Close. Other antiviruses like Norton Antivirus, McAfee Antivirus have almost the same method to scan full computer system for viruses and remove them. Now let me explain you how to remove temporary files. Students, temporary files are created when you are running computer programs. Microsoft Windows and Windows programs often create a .tmp file as a temporary file. Temporary files are also created by web browsers to store your web browser history. These temporary files take up a large amount of disk space, so should be removed to clear space. The steps to remove temporary files are: double-click computer icon on the desktop. The computer window opens. Right-click local disk C drive and select Properties option from the shortcut menu. The Properties dialog window opens. Click Disk Cleanup. The Disk Cleanup for C drive window appears. Click the checkbox next to temporary files, temporary internet files that you want to delete. Click OK. A confirmation message will appear. Click Delete Files. Windows will delete all the temporary files on the computer. Now students, how to remove files of temporary folder? The steps to remove files of temporary folders are: press Windows button plus R on the keyboard. The Run dialog box appears. Type %tmp%. The temp folder opens. Click Ctrl plus A to select all the files in the folder. Press Delete key. A message box appears. Click Yes to confirm. All the files in the temp folder will be deleted. Some files which are related to current open files may not get deleted. You can ignore these files and close the pop-up window. Firewall. What is firewall? A computer firewall could be a programmable device or software or a network security system that monitors and controls incoming and outgoing network traffic based on user-defined security rules. Firewalls enhance the security of computers connected to a network, such as LAN or the Internet. A firewall establishes a barrier between a trusted internal network and untrusted external network, such as Internet. Firewall inspects each packet of data, whether incoming or outgoing, and determines whether it should be allowed to pass or be blocked. The main purpose of a firewall is to reduce or eliminate the occurrence of unwanted network communications while allowing normal traffic. Cookies. What are cookies? In computing, cookies are small files which are stored on a user's computer when you visit a website on the internet. These files are designed to hold data specific to a particular client and website. When you visit a website, it sends a cookie to your computer where it is stored in a file. Only the website that creates a cookie can read it. Other servers cannot access this information. These files contain information about your visit to the web page or record your login information. This may not always be bad. For example, if you are exploring an online shopping website, most of the online retailers use cookies to keep track of the items in a user's shopping cart. If there is no cookie, your shopping cart would be reset to 0 every time you click on a new link on the website, and it would not be possible to buy anything online. You can manage your cookies in order to protect your online activity. Each browser stores cookies in different locations. Every browser gives a range of options for handling cookies. Most browsers store cookies settings under privacy options. You can use browsers help files to control cookies settings.